it's been a decade plus that I knew that this day was going to come.
Oh, this is not hyperbole here.
Because I placed the verses.
Time to hydrate. Hydration's the situation. So,
one of my favorite quotes in the world is, "You can't make sense out of nonsense." Yes, that comes from the great orator, my grandma Blackie, who told me that one day, and I swear it comes up every single day in some way. Well, today's way is Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharpe. I'm going to explain to you guys what I heard behind the scenes and why this still is perplexing as a topic. Why aren't they both at FS1 together working on their show, trying to claw at those ratings and close that gap between First Take and Undisputed of that day? All right, well, let's start because this is on my mind, just like everybody in LA and probably in sports world is still wondering, why didn't Kobe and Shaq stay together, right? You got that conversation that would never have a solution, never have an answer. I think Skip and Shannon breaking up is in the same conversation. People still are like, I don't get it. So an executive, and I got to protect him just because he's still doing his thizzle, even though I hate sources, but I hate sources. I also don't hate on people in their careers. Called me when it was going down and said, "This is the dumbest decision I've ever heard. There's no sense of direction over there in terms of letting Shannon Sharpe walk out the building." Now, he called me then. I said, yeah, I don't get it, but it is. You fast forward a year later, and Skip Bayless is now out the same door. And you're sitting there like, what was going on? Were they rebuilding? What is this? Is this some team to cap casualties? Were they trying to go cheaper? Well, there's a conversation to be had on those levels and layers and even deeper. So we're going to have to get into that conversation because it just don't make no sense. It makes no sense. But if you add it all together, you might get closer to the number. What's 2 plus 2? Somewhere between 3 and 5. Well, first.
Oh, yeah. Let me tell y'all about PrizePicks, the best place to win some cold, hard cash while watching the games you love. This app is so easy to use, you'll feel like a GM making moves on game day. All you got to do is pick more or less on a few player stats. Football, basketball, MMA, esports, whatever gets you hyped, they got it. You can play in over 40 states, including California and Texas. Come on now. And the payouts, fast and safe. You hit that winning lineup, your money's in your pocket as quick as 15 minutes. That's quicker than halftime adjustments, baby. Oh, and did I mention Taco Tuesdays? Each Tuesday, PrizePicks hooks you up with discounts on select players so you get even more value. But here's the kicker. New users, PrizePicks will guarantee you $50 when you play your first $5 lineup. You ain't got to win. You just got to play. Just use the promo code WileyWins. Download the app, and you're good to go. So whether you're trying to turn $10 into $1,000 cash, or you just want that easy $50 bonus, PrizePicks has you covered. So let's get this money and keep the action rolling, baby.
Boah, boah, boah. Let's get into it because every single ologist in the world is still looking at this one like it makes no sense, right? You could be a psychologist, a sociologist, a sportsologist like me. We're just looking at this like, what the hell went on at FS1 where in 1 year, 2 of their 3 top stars were gone. Right? Ratings ain't that bad, were they? Now, obviously, the gap between FS1 and ESPN exists. ESPN put First Take on ESPN1 because they saw what Undisputed was. So let's get this straight. They saw a formidable opponent, and then they said, all right, hit the nitrous button. And they did, and they've been forever #1. But with that said, there still was a show that had cultural relevance in the sports world. It had relevance in terms of ratings still, was still doing a number. Why? Why would you get rid of that, right? It's the dumbest decision ever, as that executive told me. He said, I would have forced Skip and Shannon to stay together. So let's walk through that. as I use my second brain at times. I don't know if you guys are hip to Chat GPT, and I'm not doing a commercial for them right now unless they want me. But the point is, that's some good stuff. So sometimes when I aggregate, I'm like, why did Shannon Sharpe and Skip Bayless leave FS1? I know what I think. I can search the internet. Do it for me. Well, they both departed due to escalating tensions and personal conflicts that ultimately led to the show's decline. I could agree with that. But these issues weren't so grand that they couldn't get over them. You think I'm wrong? Read with me. Shannon Sharpe's departure left Undisputed in June 2023. June 2023, after reaching a buyout agreement with Fox Sports. The decision was largely influenced by a deteriorating relationship with co-host Skip Bayless. A notable incident contributed to this rift occurred during a December 2022 episode where Bayless compared Sharpe's NFL career unfavorably to Tom Brady's, implying Sharpe was envious of Brady's longevity and success. Okay, this exchange left Sharpe feeling disrespected and hurt. I hope he wasn't hurt. Well, he was hurt, yeah, don't do that. As he later expressed in interviews. They make it seem like he crying, but he didn't like it though. Additionally, Bayless's controversial tweet about DeMar Hamlin's on-field collapse in January 2023 further strained their relationship, leading to on-air disagreements and Sharpe's temporary absence from the show. Okay, we all know this, but I don't think we all put this together in terms of timeline. December, first time we were like, damn, kind of some beef over there or something. Then January, okay. And then you get a buyout in June. Let's talk about this. A buyout in June. And that's what that was met with, okay, they bought him out, they fired him, he wanted to leave, he took his show, all of that stuff, all that conversation. Let's just center it around this. Why would the network want to get rid of Shannon Sharpe, knowing who Shannon Sharpe was at that time? Shannon Sharpe had created an independent world where he could rely on that alone, let alone go again back to a network like he did on First Take and help their ratings get even greater and higher and still become Shannon Sharpe and start another show, and that's doing well as well, Nightcap. Why would you let it go? Well, let me tell you, Charlie Dixon is known in the industry, this is pre-lawsuit stuff, known in the industry as a guy who will look at content and look at the value of the content. Some people look at the content and they want to talk about what is being said, what's the cultural relevance, what's the ratings. Charlie didn't look at it that way. He was more of a numbers guy. He was more of, I have a budget, I can have talent for that budget. If they're justifying that number, they will get that accordingly, right? That's how he typically was known. So why would you let Shannon go? He was still a cash cow. You let Shannon go when you're thinking, okay, I need to get this show cheaper. Why? Because the ratings are not growing. They're not justifying this much money. We're talking about like what, $6-8 million for Skip? I think it was 8. And Shannon, 4-ish, I think I heard. Here's the problem. A $12 million talent show. We ain't even talking about who else we got to pay, everybody behind the scenes, et cetera. You got to be doing it. So they let them go largely because it's cheaper to keep the show going with different talent. Now, if you fast forward to the lawsuits, and if those allegations are true, you can understand another reason why you want the shows to get cheaper. It's like in the NFL. They always looking for the younger, cheaper version of who you are, no matter how great you are. Why? One, it's cheaper, right? We get more of the money, or we get to allocate it in different ways if we keep it, and you're not justifying it. Like, you're not winning a Super Bowl every year. Like, Undisputed ain't winning the Super Bowl. That's First Take, right? But secondly, think about the people we can control. You get cheaper talent in there, a little thirstier, a little more excited for the opportunity, a little thankful, promoting guys to other levels. So if you think about a Joy Taylor, you think about Emmanuel Acho, you think about anybody who got promotions within this time frame of December 2022 to now, you start to realize, I don't think they brought on another soul. They haven't. That has made as much as Shannon Sharpe, let alone Skip Bayless. So we got cheaper. This is Charlie. We got cheaper, and we got people that, let's just say, I have a little more influence over. So now that brings a little breath of life to the lawsuits. If you really want to follow that path, this is not to indict Skip. This is not to indict even Shannon. He's not even a part of the lawsuit, except his name was in there, but he's not a defendant. This is to show you that they were on thinner ice than they should have been, because I got moves to make, allegedly, if I'm Charlie Dixon. I got to get cheaper, and I got to get a little more influence and control. Let's keep going. That's interesting. Let's go with Skip Bayless. Following in Sharpe's exit, Undisputed experienced a decline in ratings and struggled to maintain its audience. Bayless attempted to continue the show with new co-hosts, but faced challenges in recreating the previous dynamic. In August 2024, Bayless announced his departure from both Undisputed and FS1. He later expressed that his heart was no longer in it. After Sharpe's exit and that he had fought for Sharpe to stay, indicating internal disagreements within Fox Sports management regarding the show's direction. In summary, the departures of both Shannon Sharpe and Skip Bayless from FS1 Undisputed were the culmination of personal conflicts, on-air disputes, and management decisions that ultimately led to the show's end. They should have wrote this and reversed this order. Personal conflicts, dust up in December and in January, and Skip fighting for you, and we ain't believing that. Personal conflicts. I'm sorry, y'all didn't even see any of that. Y'all just staring at me. On-air disputes, and we have 2, maybe 3, and they literally said they went and took a break, talked about it upstairs that day, and moved on. Who didn't move on? Them. Management decisions. So let's go back. Now you get to see me for real. Management decisions. Management decisions? You saying it was the management? Here's a world that I am adding up to see if it's 2 + 2 is 4, or is it 3 or 5, somewhere in between there. It seems like with the elevation, and now we see the sidelining, they call it, but suspension of Joy Taylor, suspension of Charlie Dixon, the promotions of Emmanuel Acho. Who else got some love? Help me out here. In a new show, like Acho's slot is really undisputed. Joy Taylor had Speak. She had the show with Acho and Speak, and then Acho left to do that. So think about this tree of life, where you have Shannon Sharpe and Skip Bayless at $12 million around there roughly, not closing the gap on FS1, on First Take. So you can justify, if you can make it happen, if you can be hypercritical, you can justify getting rid of those guys in certain ways. I don't know if they approached Shannon first or Shannon approached them first. I don't have that intel, but I got that spidey sense that the thin ice, Shannon thought it was thicker. The thin ice is now management's decision. Let's see if we can get cheaper, and let's get some people up out of here so I can get a little more control. And if the allegations are true, let me get what I need to get done. See, there's this whole thing where Emmanuel Acho and Joy Taylor did a show together, and then they split apart. And there's conversation of why they split apart. That's for another video. But in this video, they split apart in the services of what Charlie Dixon wanted. Now, why would Charlie Dixon want Joy Taylor have her own show and Emmanuel Acho have his own show? Unless they were all part of a conversation that was greater and a little more salacious, allegedly, right? So that's how this played out. This video is summed up by Skip and Shannon were treading on much thinner ice than expected, than anybody would expect, based on who they were, how great they were, and how much they were making, even if they weren't closing that gap on First Take. But it all came crashing down because there had to be a way. This goes way back to Jason Whitlock, if you want to go there. Jason Whitlock, we got to find a way to not make you so happy, get you expendable, okay? Jason, get up out of here. Marcellus, got to make you expendable. Get up out of here. All right, come on up, Joy. No, I'm sorry. Come on up, Emmanuel Acho. Jason's gone. Come on up, Joy. Marcellus is gone. Y'all don't want to work together anymore. Okay. Skip, Shannon, y'all having problems, right? No, we good. No, we good. No, y'all having problems. No, we good. Hey, Shannon, let's talk. Don't you want to do other stuff? He gone. Keep going. Run it back, Skip. Skip, they were indebted to Skip. Skip's helped them. He helped their careers tremendously. Charlie Dixon especially. Jamie Horowitz, and, all the guys who first came to FS1 with Skip. When Skip got there, nah, it ain't working, Skip. It's okay. We got to move on. We got bigger fish to fry. We got things we got to handle. We got a lawsuit to avoid. And then you fast forward months later, bow, it hits. Come on, y'all. Add it all up. Allegedly, it just seems like the dominoes were falling that way because, as the executive said, you would have forced Skip and Shannon to stay together. Every other show outside of First Take, they got them beat in terms of sports, right? Except maybe you'll say their own network and First Things First. But First Things First, because it's filmed outside in New York, not inside L.A., they didn't have to deal with all these issues and movement. Interesting theory. If you want to reverse engineer it from the lawsuit and those allegations being true, then you can start to see, damn, they let go of Skip because they had to find some room for Acho. Damn, they let go of Shannon because they needed that show to be naked and cheaper and they could control him so they could give it to Acho. Damn, they let go of Wiley so they could get Joy up there. Damn, they let go of Whitlock to get Acho in the building. Damn, is this true? Well, as I said in the beginning of this video, it's either true or you can't make sense out of nonsense, right? So I'm trying to make some sense out of it because Skip and Shannon still should be making that peanut butter and jelly. Oh, well, that's how the game goes. Now, make sure you guys go to PrizePicks and play $5. Beat it up in the comments, too. I know what y'all thinking. Like, damn, Wiley. Y'all had to think that before, right? No? Allegedly? We'll see. All right, go to PrizePicks, play $5, get $50 instantly in promo funds. Using my code, Wiley wins, Wiley wins, Wiley wins, Wiley wins, Wiley wins. Yes, please use that. Oh, I can't wait to do this rap. It's so bad. I need my new beats, too. And this is my sister's ghetto name. I love it so much. Latashika Williams. Well, it was Harrell, but she changed it. Made a monthly $100 donation supporting Project Transition. Yes, my sister right there. I love OG Henny Loke. Her name has an apostrophe in it. Yes. Oh, man, I love it too much. Make sure you guys support these itty bitties. Help us educate and empower them, the underserved, so they can get exposures and experiences. Hook it up. And this book right here, Never Shut Up, it's for you as a gym member. So all you got to do is become a giver every month, and you get that big mouth book right there. All love. Time to rap. Time to rap. And this rap, let's go West Coast. Let's go West Coast on them, homie. Let's go get that. Bang, 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 bang. Skip and Shannon. I'm over here thinking of verses. So this is what I do. I start thinking of the verses. Now, the tough thing is when I rap is to rap the words before the rhyme because I know I always jump to the rhyme, the word. Like I go word and I'm going to go heard. Now I got to fill in the beginnings. So word, I can say, man, I got to do something with the word. And then I'll be like Colin and be like Jason on the herd. You know what I'm saying? So stuff sounds absurd. See, I always go to the rhyme, but then it's like I got to fill up to get to that rhyme. A little trick. Who you calling a trick? You trick? Stop it. Let's go. Hey. Uh-oh. Is that loud as it go? Witz the King. Shout out to Witz the King. Flowing, going, knowing. Skip and Shannon. Man, how they break that up? Damn, first the Fat Boys break up. Now they ain't together still? Why am I harping on this? Well, I'm going to tell you why. Because FS1 had the heat, had the fire, had the ghosts. Now they looking real weak, trying to stay afloat. First they clip Onk. Yeah, they let Shannon slide. A year out the gate, Skip took a ride. Man, they done dumb moves. They lost direction. Lost the biggest stars. Now they facing legal questions. Twitter was buzzing. Numbers through the ceiling. But the execs hit eject. Man, what's the feeling? Who running FS1, man? What they doing? Losing all they hitters, now they ship is cruising slow. Right into the rocks, crashing fast. Ratings look shaky, praying it lasts. On-cam memes had the culture in the grip. Skip had the drama, yeah, he made them all flip. But instead of keeping fire, they just let it go cold. Now Now they betting on a team with a washed-up quarterback that's old. Ooh, no Hail Mary, just vibes. Man, they barely survive. Lawsuits popping, folks spilling their tea. Now the network looking like a docu-series. What a blunder. Lost all they thunder. Now it's all up under. Coulda had the throne, but they fumbled the play. Now they sitting in the booth with nothing to say. Damn, y'all need a little help. Y'all trying to play chess with yourself? First Shannon, then Skip, now the streets got questions. Who's next, the janitor? Concessions? It don't make no sense. How you gonna have them boys out there fixed? Man, I didn't even see it coming, but now it's here. Y'all are running. 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 Running from the truth. Allegedly.